Hi everyone, Jus4SweetZ here. So this morning what I am doing is a cleaning out my refrigerator freezer meal, and this is actually going to be breakfast potatoes. And I have some things in my refrigerator. Today is my shopping day and these items need to be used up. I don't want to waste them, and I love breakfast potatoes, but you know, sometimes they take a little bit of prep work. So having this pre-done is going to be really handy. You could also use these in breakfast burritos if you want to. Or if you want them as dinner potatoes, you can do that as well. All I'm using is the things I already have in my refrigerator. So I have some red onion, and I used about a half. I thought I'd show you. I pre-sliced it. I used a half of a red onion. I have a bunch of these sweet peppers that I need to use, and so I chopped some of those up. And then I had 2 bags of potatoes that needed to be used right away. And all I did was slice them up, and I boiled them in water just like as if I was making mashed potatoes, to where they were still somewhat hard, not too mushy, because we're going to be frying these. So this is the baggie I have left, and it's Yukon Gold and red potatoes. You can use any potatoes you want. So this is what I have. And then I have a few pieces of bacon left over, and I'm going to actually cut that up and cook it just a tad, and then stick it in the baggie with the freezer meal. So let's go ahead, and I have my pan preheating for my bacon, and I have my baggie all ready and labeled, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw those potatoes that have been boiled. Now these have been boiled and cooled. These have actually been in the refrigerator overnight. So those are going in there, along with my red onion that I cut up, which is a half of a red onion. And then you can cut as many peppers as you want. These little sweet peppers are delicious. It'll help you extend your food out a little bit if you add more vegetables. You can definitely add more potatoes than that if you want to. And then you can add anything else you want. If you have some diced jalapeno or some fresh jalapeno that you need to use up, green onions, you name it, you can stick it in there. I put mushrooms in mine sometimes. So whatever you have, you can put in there. All right. Then what I want to do is this just had vegetables on it, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to take these last couple slices of bacon that I need to use, and I'm just going to kind of cut little pieces with it. And all I basically want to do is get them frying and almost completely cooked, but not all the way cooked, because when you go to reheat everything, you don't want to burn your bacon, and being little pieces like this, it can burn it. You can also substitute this for sausage if you want to. So go ahead, and we're going to stick that in the pan, and we're actually going to throw the grease and everything that is done by cooking this bacon. We're going to throw it all into there to make this even easier. With 2 pieces of bacon, you're not really going to get a whole lot of grease out of it anyway. But it'll be enough to put in with the potatoes for flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and fry this up, and I'll bring you back and show you how much we cook it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I have the bacon to about where I want it. You can see that it's kind of browned, but not super brown. Still has a lot of fat in there that we can cook when we actually add those potatoes to a pan to cook them or make them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add this to our mixture. We'll come over here. Let's add this. I'm going to go sideways though, so I don't burn myself. And I'm going to actually add the grease and everything, because there's not a whole lot of grease in there. And I've let it cool down just a tad. Okay, so I pour that little bit of bacon grease in there with it. So we have that all together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to season these so that if I don't have time to make them and someone else is making them, it's already pre-seasoned. You can do that with some of your meals, but if you know you're going to make it, you know, and you want to season it later, you can. So I'm going to actually season this, and I'm going to use a teaspoon of my chopped garlic that I made. Check out that video of preserving garlic. This is another way I cleaned out my refrigerator and didn't want things to go to waste. Alright, so we have a teaspoon of garlic in there, and then all I'm going to do is add about 2 teaspoons of salt. You can use less, you can use more, depends on your taste buds. I wouldn't go any more than that until you actually cook the potatoes, and then people can salt them to taste, because that bacon has salt in it already, even though I do use a low sodium bacon. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon of black pepper. And the palm of my hand is always my measure. That's how I measure. We're a pepper family, so we like to have them a little bit peppery. Okay. And then I'm going to take some of my smoked paprika, and I'm just going to shake it in there. And I'd say probably around a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. And that's it. So you're going to take this, you're going to mix everything together, which is what I normally do. Don't squeeze too much. You don't want to break the potatoes and everything up. But you want to kind of get those ingredients out of the way. Get those ingredients to all mix together. Don't want to leave anybody out. But like I said, don't squeeze too much because you don't want to break your potatoes up. So there we are. It's all ready to go. I'm going to get the air out of it, and it's going to go straight in the freezer. It's got the date and what's in there. Another thing that this is great for, and I'm going to do it this year since I'm new at making these freezer meals, is I am going to prepare before we go on our camping trip in the summer. I usually bring all this food with me, and I make it while I'm there, and I spend so much time prepping and getting ready. I'm actually going to pre-prep my meals this year and do all freezer meals, so that when it is time to go, I'm going to pack them up, and they're going to go straight in the freezer, and I'm not going to have to do any prep work while I'm on my vacation. So that's going to make it super, super nice. So that's another great thing to do with these freezer meals. If you're going on a camping trip or going even for the weekend, it doesn't matter. Pre-make your meals, grab them out of the freezer, and you're ready to go. So, and you can prep them ahead of time. It just makes it that much easier. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. This is my cleaning out my refrigerator freezer meal breakfast potatoes. I hope you give me a thumbs up on this, and I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also share this on your Facebook page and join my Facebook page. I have Jus4SweetZ, and then this one would actually be on my group page, which is Recipe Book. Go on there and look for Recipe Book. I've heard that there's several different recipe books. I don't know how to tell you to find mine, except for the fact that I will put the link in the box below. That's what I'm going to do. Make it easy on you guys, and then you can just hit the link, and you can go straight to Recipe Book and ask to join the group, and you can share your recipes, typing them in. You don't have to do a video, as well as seeing what other people post. So until next time, next video, God bless everyone, and have a wonderful day.